Hi everyone. So basically today, at the moment, is our first ever. Well, it's actually my first ever live video on Instagram. But what we thought that we would do is basically do a sort of like a 7-day series, where essentially basically we do 7 short videos every single day, with a different either property investor or expert. And then basically what we'll do is we will put them out so other people can listen to them. They can be on YouTube. But the idea is so when I was learning in property or speaking to people, I really don't like listening to long videos because me personally, I can lose interest and just get distracted. So my thought process was I'll do some really quick videos, 15 to 20 minutes with some really cool people, and we're going to call it Wisdom Week. We're going to put it all over our social media so you guys can literally tune in live, or you can basically tune in whenever you want, really. And our first one today is Kabir. So Kabir is basically a 16-year-old property investor. He actually got in the game, I believe, when he was 15. And I thought it'd be really, really cool. Basically, just to interview him, ask him a few questions. And he's got some amazing knowledge, which most property investors that have been in the game for a number of years don't actually have. I want him to share that with you. And yeah, so I hope that's all okay. So as I said, it's my first time I've ever done this. So I'm just going to wait because I believe he is online at the moment. I just need to add him in, so bear with me 2 seconds. So I think I've added him now. I'm just waiting for him to join in. But he is just coming online now. Sorry, apologies. This is literally the first time I've ever done this. So this one's a new one for me. So he's just connecting at the moment. Hopefully he'll come online very shortly. But yeah, so I'll explain a little bit more about you in case you don't know me. So my name's Hannah. I basically am one of the directors of Bespoke Sourcing. My other business partner is Gwyn. I'm based in South Wales, and Gwyn's based in Essex, near Southend. And basically, we're a property sourcing company. We've been going for roughly nearly a year and a half. Both of us first started in rent service accommodation, and now we are also doing various other things, so buy, refurb, refinance, flips. We're also doing land deals now, a little bit into planning game. Here he is. Perfect. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, really good. Really good. So everybody, this is Kabir, if you don't know. So at the end of this video, basically I will put all of Kabir's details and he'll put them all in there because you're going to want to connect with this guy. He is pretty awesome. So I've got a couple of questions for you.
Yep.
We'll quick fire through them, but basically I'm really interested to sort of like tell these people about you and also to kind of like tap into your knowledge because it's insane. So I've got a couple of things and I'll let you go away with it. So first thing, interestingly, and people are going to want to know this, is tell us a little bit about you and also, a little bit about you, how you got into property and what your story is.
All right. So I got into property it was in July, so it was like 8 months ago. I was aged 15. And when I got into property, I was asking people for advice.
Yeah.
And most of them would say, oh, you can't invest now. You would have to wait until you're 18, this and that. Just go through uni, all of that. But I didn't like that. I was like, I can't wait 3 years to invest. I don't want to do that. I'm not interested in going further with school because I thought it was boring. So I said, okay, let me start to actually learn about property and different strategies, like service accommodation, HMO, all of that. And then, and then I did my first deal. I don't remember what month it was, but I did my first deal after, I think it was 6 months after I first started. At age 15, I did my first deal. it was a 2-bed, let's say in Canary Wharf. I sourced it on for an investor.
And if you don't mind me asking, like, how did you find it? Like, did you have any training? Did you literally just go looking for it, or how did you get there?
Yeah, so I have a mentor. His name's TJ. He's big in the SA game. Awesome. I think once he ran around like 144 units. I went to his event. He was hosting one for teenagers like a long time ago. He used to like host for teenagers. I went there because there was no other like person doing that. The training was amazing, and then I hit him up 3 months later. I texted him on my way to school. I was like, "Yo, TJ, can I speak at your property event?" Because I know he hosts property events. And he was like, "Yeah," and then it went from there. And yeah, I just learned from him a lot, and then I started to call up agents, and I built my first relationship, and I sourced that on to an investor.
Oh man, that's literally awesome. And so I guess my next question kind of leads on to that. So as of this moment right now, obviously you started investing, like getting involved in property sort of age 15. You're now 16 now. As of this moment right now, what have you achieved so far?
I've hosted a networking event. I've written and published a book. I've publicly spoken several times. I've been vlogging my journey from the start, and yeah, I invest, and I have 3 JVs at the current time.
Which is awesome. If you don't mind me asking, are those JVs with like family members, or are they with just?
No, they're like investors I've met on like I've built trust with.
Yeah.
They're not family members or anything like that. One of them is based in Cambridge, and 2 of them are based in London, and yeah, they're happy to finance and all of that.
That. Do you know how epic that is? That's like fairly epic what you've achieved.
Yeah, I know. When I started, I was like, no one's gonna trust me with their money, but because I've been putting myself out there, showing what I do and stuff like that, they trust me, so that's good.
The thing is, if you've got the knowledge and like you said about trusting, if you know what you're doing, you know what you can talk about, then like, you can sell yourself easily, and that's pretty awesome. So my next thing is for you, what are your goals for 2020? What do you want to smash out for the rest of the year? And give me a couple of goals from like above and beyond 2020. Where are you going?
In 2020, hopefully when this like Corona stuff dies down, I want to take on my first SA unit with the JV. That's all ready.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just looking to take on my first SA unit this year. And beyond, also I want to host a bigger networking event. It was the last time I hosted an event. I was kind of new. Only a few people knew me.
Yeah.
So this time I want to like host a bigger one.
Okay.
And I want to publicly speak. I got invited to publicly speak like at an event that was like 200 plus people, but because of this like Corona stuff, cancelled. But afterwards, I want to speak at that. And yeah, and my second book, 16 and Rich, end of 2020, stuff like that.
That's literally mental. So are you interested in I guess kind of inspiring people the same age as you? Because you mentioned right at the beginning that there wasn't really anything out there for somebody like you that's interested, but you've written a book which is freaking insane, and also you're starting to speak at events. Have you ever thought about maybe speaking at schools, different schools and things?
Yeah, I have thought about that. I actually emailed some schools. I haven't got back to me, but yeah, I do want to speak at some schools and stuff like that. Just like because I know a lot of teenagers. When they get into property, a lot of people tell them, these experts tell them you can't invest now, and they believe it. They're like, all right, yeah, I can't invest now. I need to wait until I'm 18. But I never really liked that. When someone told me that, I was like, no, I don't want to wait 3 years because we have limited time on Earth, so it's like you can die tomorrow. Like I want to start now, so that's what I did. And
I agree with you. I totally agree.
Yeah,
I totally agree with you. Right, okay. My next question. Okay, what would be the best 3 pieces of information you have learned so far? So out of everything that you've learned at the moment, what's the best 3 pieces of information that you've like taken from somebody or a mentor, or that you've learned that you could pass on?
First of all is you need, as a teenager, you need confidence, because when you're speaking to agents, like developers, landlords, all of this, you need a lot of confidence to do that. So build your confidence up.
Yeah.
My second one is just ask. This is from experience. I wouldn't be here if I didn't just ask people. Like if I didn't DM TJ saying, "Yo, can I speak at your event?" That never would have happened. I never would have spoken at events.
Yeah, yeah.
Even for my networking event, the venue was in TJ's office, and I asked him. So if you don't ask, you don't get. So you
100.
better start getting asking, and all they can say is a no. Like it's not that bad, and you know. Third thing is there's gonna be a lot of days where you just feel like trash. You're like, how come I'm not? How come I'm not getting deals? I'm
Yeah.
getting a lot of no's. When I first started, I did like 58 cold calls, and I got one yes, and that one yes wasn't even a proper deal. And it does have like a tall like I remember 2 weeks like the 2 weeks after that week that I did
Yeah.
those calls, I just felt like bad, and I was like, what the hell? It's actually hard, but you have to keep going through
Yeah.
it, and yeah, don't give up.
So I want to quickly ask you one more thing on the calls, right? What would be if I was if you were saying to me, Hannah, you need to call this agent? What would your kind of piece of advice be in terms of like calling the agent? How would you approach it, like in terms of building a relationship with an agent? How do you find like have you done? Because I've got my set style,
Yeah,
and a lot of other people have different styles. Some people like hard sell. I'm more of a soft seller, to be honest with you.
yeah,
I'm more of like a kind of get to know them, because all of my best relationships with agents with like rent service accommodation have come sort of over time.
yeah.
How have you done it?
Yeah, so I don't like I used to hard sell, like I used to just get on the call and the first thing that I would say was, "Hi there, we're looking for an apartment, blah blah blah," and
Yeah,
it wouldn't really work. So I started to like learn a few sales tricks from my mentor and stuff like that. And what I realized, when you pick up the call, you don't want to be like everyone else. You don't want to just be like, "Hi, we're looking for apartments." Try to see what you can add value to them, like
yeah,
what are they going to get out of it, not you. And don't try to like, how do you say it, like build like, don't be like, yeah, we've run like 50 units before.
yeah,
Just try to build the relationship. Be like, look, this is what we do. Try to explain it. Try to use some social proof, like build that up, and just try to build a long-term relationship. Like the agent I did the deal with, it took 3 months to like build that relationship
yeah,
fully.
yeah,
Like I would text her sometimes. I'll be like, hi, how are you doing?
yeah,
Um, how are you doing today? Blah blah. She'll be like, yeah, I'm doing good. And do you have anything on the market? Blah blah. And then 3 months later, she had something, and that's the one I sourced on. So don't try to be straight on the call. Hi there, do you have apartments?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like there's 50 other people who said that. Try to be different. Try to add value and be like, how can I help you and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's my advice.
No, that's awesome advice. That's literally awesome advice. That's brilliant. So, one thing that I was going to say is I was going to go quickly back on. You were talking about JVs,
Yeah.
and financing things. Are they to finance like rent to SA things, or are they to finance like purchase things? Like what are they to do?
Yeah, they're financing renter and SAs.
Okay.
Three of them. One of them actually, I remember I was coming back from school, and he messaged me. He's like, "Yo, can I talk to you?" I was like,
Yeah.
"Right." I picked up the phone. He's like, "Look, I run HMOs. I want to get into SA, but I don't want to like have I don't want to manage it, all of that, because he has
Yeah.
a family and all that." So I was like, "Yeah, that's fine." He's like, "Look, if I can, I'll provide you finance, and you can run the apartment yourself, and we'll do a 50-50 split shit, blah, blah, blah." And I was like, yeah. And I've built a relationship with him as well. I've met him in person sometimes. And same with the other two. The other two were like, we don't want to manage it. Can you manage it?
Nice.
We'll provide finance, all of this. And yeah,
Very nice. So, if you don't mind me asking, in terms of like, are these through an agent, or have you found them like direct to vendor?
the deals,
Yeah, the deals, the actual property.
yeah, agent. I know a lot of people do direct to vendor, but I haven't really tried that avenue. I don't know. From the start, I've just been going through agents and
Yeah.
trying to build a relationship with them. Um,
Shall I tell
uh,
you something? So
yeah,
my first deals that I got were like one was on Gumtree, one was open rent, and literally one was on a spare room. But somebody gave me a piece of advice when I first started sourcing and things like that, and to be fair, I think like you've kind of killed it already. Is that the best properties are with estate agents.
Yeah.
Now, every now and again, you do find an absolute gem that's with a direct to kind of vendor type thing, but there's a reason why estate agents have properties, is because they tend to be the best ones. So the kind of fact that you've already jumped in there and gone straight to agents is not only like, it's really hard. People don't
Yeah.
understand how hard it is. But
Yeah.
the fact
It's
you've done
like,
that as well, that's pretty awesome, to be honest with you. Because best properties are with estate agents.
yeah.
It is. It's a fact.
Yeah. Like I don't know. I never really thought of direct to vendor. I just went straight to agent. So I'm kind of used to agents now. But I did try direct to vendor once. It did go. I'd say it's kind of easier speaking to a
Yeah.
landlord. You're more. You don't have to be like that professional. With like they check up on your company, like,
Yeah.
yo, give me your bank like. But yeah, I need to start doing that as well. Direct to vendor.
No, that's absolutely awesome. One more thing, obviously, like, because you're going to estate agents and things, and you're dealing with like contracts and things like that.
Yeah.
Do you ever have to provide like personal guarantees, or who signs contracts? Is it on behalf of your company? Is that the way that you do it? Like, how do you get
Yeah.
around that?
Yeah. For example, the JVs, they would sign the contract. I wouldn't
Nice.
sign any
Yeah.
contracts, but I can't sign any contracts like legally.
Yeah.
So they would sign it. Like if they have to sign any like management contract or this contract,
Yeah.
they would sign all of that. I wouldn't be involved in that.
Yeah, so I was
So, yeah.
hoping, yeah, so that was basically what I was hoping you were going to say, because I'm hoping there's going to be a few people that are watching this that are under 18. And you've basically just explained the easiest way to get around it and be able to sign contracts and things is because you're putting it through somebody else, and yet
Yeah.
you've got the control, which is awesome, and really really cool. Okay, that I've pretty much asked you all of my questions apart from one. I've got
Right.
one more left, and then I'll leave you to your lovely Sunday afternoon. Because you've packed like this thing with like loads of bits of golden nuggets of information, which is awesome. My seventh question is, like, what's your biggest inspiration? Like, what kind of gets you up in the morning? Like for me, it like money does drive me, but it's like not going back to a 9 to 5 job. Like
Yeah.
I never want to go back there again, and that keeps me going. Like, what's your inspiration? What's your like your why? I guess people say.
Yeah. My why is that you have one life on, like, I don't know. I was thinking about it as like you have like one life and you're never gonna be like you're never gonna live again. Like when you're dead, you're dead. Then I was like,
Yeah.
I don't want to waste. I don't know. I don't want to waste it like being another person, going to uni,
Yeah.
getting a job, just being in the office, being a no one, like a nobody. And then when you
Yeah.
die, like not that many people know you. You haven't really done anything. It's kind of like a boring kind of like useless kind of life kind of
Yeah.
thing. I thought I want to like do something that's fun,
Yeah.
fun for me, like me publicly speaking, all of this and that. It's fun for me. Writing a book, inspiring teenagers, like viewing properties, all of this, and of course there's a money thing to it. But
I think Kabir is buffering a little bit. I know he's definitely not driving because he's 16, so that's that's for sure. Let me see if I can possibly get him back in there. But yeah, no, totally agree with that. I had a feeling that he potentially might be saying something like that. He's literally just gone off, but I will 100% try and get him back on. But that was pretty much the end of the interview anyway. Yeah, look, I'm going to leave some comments in terms of like Kabir as a person. If there's any parents or anybody that's watching in general, you need to get hold of this kid's book, because his perspective on property investing and the world from a 16-year-old or a 15-year-old when he actually wrote it is pretty incredible, and the way that he sees things. So like, I genuinely recommend it. You need to literally connect with this guy on LinkedIn as well. He's all over Facebook. He's going places and he's doing things. And the really cool thing is he's young, and he's aspirational, and he's just done it. There's no barriers. So that's Kabir. I'm really glad that you've met him. Like I said, you need to connect with him, get his book. Really good guy. Tomorrow, we'll be interviewing Ben Brand. Ben is basically a management guru, a guy that I met. He's brilliant. He's an ex-army guy. And so is his business partner, Chris. Really nice people. And I'm basically just going to be picking his brains about management and service accommodation. So I'll leave some information, links about Kabir and ourselves in the comments. But thank you very much, everyone, for literally coming. And I've just seen your comments. Thank you very much for logging in. It's really great to connect with you, and hopefully we can supply you with some more bits of information and stuff like that. So yeah, I hope you guys are all good. Enjoy your Sunday, and I'll speak to you soon.